Ah, yes, Congregator of Flesh. He's a big, fat, ugly piece of shit that rolls around and uses poison damage, and he can be a real motherfucker if you don't know how to handle him. Luckily, your old pal Taint Peter is here to do exactly that. Let's go beat the fuck out of this dude. Right off the bat, two things I'm going to recommend you bring. One would be a friend, if possible. Failing that, bring in an NPC. And the other one would be poison cure slash poison resistance. Those items are going to help you greatly in this fight. So if you know Taint Peter, you know that I'm a low down dirty piece of shit, and I'll use every tool at my disposal to beat a boss. So that's why I'm going to summon in Pieta here, and I'm bringing my friend Tommy Teabags along. You don't need to bring another friend, but I just enjoy playing with Tommy, so he comes with me on a lot of these little missions for the videos. And actually, this one is from our dual playthrough. Either way, Pieta would be a good choice if you're doing this solo because she can heal you, and she's pretty good at fighting this boss. In this particular fight, she lasts all the way to the end and helps me kill this motherfucker. So let's talk about his moveset. He is a big guy. He jumps, he rolls, and he is surrounded by clouds of poison more often than not, which is why you should bring in and use a poison resist item or at least a poison cure just in case you get poisoned. My tip here, and this is a little build specific, but it can work for a lot of people, is try to be ranged with him as much as possible, especially if you bring in Pieta. She's pretty good at tanking him and fighting him, which can free you up to be back a little bit and use ranged items, which I'm about to start doing here with these hatchets. The thing is, between the poison and his really sudden big arm sweeps and body rolls, if you're up in his face fighting him, you're really exposing yourself to a lot of danger, and you're going to get punished for it pretty frequently. He's pretty much impossible to parry, if not just really hard, and his hits hurt bad. Look at that. So you'll notice Pieta's doing just fine with it, by the way. So I'm back here. I'm hitting him with hatchets. They're doing a pretty good amount of damage. If you have, holy projectiles or a bow and arrow or anything like that, I would recommend going for it. I think bleed and holy damage seem to work pretty well on this guy. Maybe even fire, although I'm not sure I've tried it. But as you can see, I'm going to go in here now, and this is a mistake on my part because I'm like, oh, I want some of this action. I'm going to go try to fight this guy. I go in here, and what happens? Boom. See how unexpectedly you get hit when you try to fuck around like that? And watch, one more time, and I'm done. It only took 2 unexpected hits from him to kill me. Coming back in the Umbral now, that could have been completely avoided if I had just stuck to my game plan and hung back with the projectiles and let Pieta do the hard work. And look, she's getting her ass worked, but she's also beating the fuck out of this guy with me, and he is almost dead. And here we go, we're about to kill him. So I'd say bring ammunition pouches or mana stone clusters if you're going to use magic projectiles, and just refill, use as much as you can, refill, use as much as you can, refill. I went through a couple there, but it wasn't anything egregious. The final thing I'll note that can be a little confusing about that boss is if you go into the Umbral, you'll notice he does have sort of a protector seed pod tethered to him that you can remove with your Umbral lamp. I made a lot of effort, trying to do that early on when I first encountered this boss, and I found it to be wholly unnecessary. You can do damage to him without removing that, unlike some enemies in the game. So kind of like trying to get your lamp out, get around him, suck that thing, it's just stupid. You're going to get hurt. You're not focusing on damaging him. So I just ignore it. I mean, maybe there's a reason you should do it, and I'm just not aware of it. But for me, totally unnecessary. I'd say the big tips here are bring in Pieta, bring in another lamp bearer if you feel like it, and hang back, use projectiles, and only go in and get a couple free hits when you really feel safe and confident that you can do that. Otherwise, don't try to go toe-to-toe with him. Let Pieta take care of that, and that will pretty much get you through any fight with the Congregator of Flesh. And yeah, good luck. That is a Taint Peter guide. I will see you next time.